Shalom.
Wow.
Make sure it sounds good. Sound straight.
Yeah.
Come on. All right. Shalom.
Wow.
First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to you Joachim out there, who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. And a couple brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. We got the beloved brother Osman Watt from the Great Millstone Dallas camp, our church. And the Lord blesses us with opportunity. Brothers been kicking it all weekend. Man, having spiritual conversations. Man, different things. The Lord been kind of, revealing the brothers, so on and so forth. But it's been a beautiful weekend. But nevertheless, the Lord blesses us with another opportunity to come do this work. To push out the word. You see, which is a lot going on in the world. There's a lot to talk about, man. And like I always like to say, at the end of movies, the best scenes be at the end of the movie. That's where your action-packed scenes be at, man. The fire and the explosives and you gotta have a stunt double, because the main character. Right, we at the end of the movie. So again, at the end of movies, this where the most action happening. And this is an open forum. We're just gonna flow in the spirit wherever the Lord take us, So, but again, we at the end of the movie, and there's a lot of things that's about to take place. Come on, brother, you got it.
This is the book.
You can just flow, brother.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 16 and verse 22. Who can declare the works of his justice, or who can endure them? For his covenant is afar off, and the trial of all things is in the end.
That's it. The trial of all things is in the end. It's when in 2nd Ezra 6, how the Lord was telling Ezra about what I was going to come, and he said, for the word is of the end. The main things in this Bible is slated to happen in the times we living in. Yahweh Shai said many prophets, many righteous men, many kings wanted to see the things we see. We actually living in a time of the MOTB being fulfilled. World War III happening. Missiles literally shooting off. UFOs, the chariots revealing themselves, man. The Lord Yahweh Shai coming back himself. For look, bro, from the right-hand side of the Most High himself, after all this time, we in a time he finally gonna get told to, go ahead, son. Go ahead. Go to earth. Go back to earth. Bro, we're in the time that the Israelites, throughout history, since Adam, since Enoch, been waiting on Yahweh Shai to come back. We living in that time, man. You see? Brother got that 2nd Ezra 6?
Yeah.
And you know what's cold in this chapter? Because after Ezra was told, because Ezra said, Lord, when we gonna know we getting out of captivity and we gonna start to rule as you've been promised us? He said, well, look, from Abraham to Isaac and to Jacob, from Esau and Jacob. He went to the story, when Esau go in, Jacob gonna rule. But then he went on to further say, look, everything that I'm telling you is all set to happen in the end. That's where we at right now. You got it, brother.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and 5. And ere the present years were sought out, and or ever the inventions of them that now were sin were turned, before they were sealed that have gathered faith for a treasure. Then did I consider these things, and they were all made through me alone, and through none other. By me also they shall be ended, and by none other.
And you keep going, bro.
God. Verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Right, so the angel giving Ezra the rundown on how we gonna know when we about to get out of captivity and start ruling the world. And then after he said this, he gonna tell them, look, but you don't gotta be afraid of all these things happening now, because it's set to happen at the end. You got it, bro.
God. Verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 10, the hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. Other question, Ezra, asked thou not.
Right, so you can jump to 14 now. But so now Ezra was told, look, he saw the end, Jacob, the beginning of it that followed. And remember, leading up to this point, Ezra's seen visions and the end of the world. He's seen all these things. And he can shake a man up. But can you jump to that out?
Come, verse 14, and it shall be as it were a great motion, but the place where thou standest shall not be moved.
This is the point.
And therefore, when it speaketh, be not afraid, for the word is of the end.
For the word is of the end. The word, Habakkuk 2, this is a beautiful precept to go with this. At the end it shall speak and not lie. The word is of the end. A lot of these things Ezra seen was set to happen in our time. A lot of the things the prophet seen, it happened in their time, but not the full fulfillment of it. For example, Jeremiah spoke about Babylon being destroyed by fire. That didn't happen back then. That's going to happen now. You see? So there's a lot of things going on, man. I just want to, the word is at the end. We living in the times to where all things are about to be fulfilled. Like Judah, the 9th chapter. How the prophet said, Lord, we are here and we are ready. Right. But y'all, you got
a quick one for you. This is Daniel chapter 12 and verse 2. So like in verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. See? And continue this train of thought, man. This goes to show you, this is how we know that we're at the end. First and foremost, because who's predicated, or who is the end? We just read it, 2 Ezra 6 and 9. Esau is the end of the world. You see? So at the latter end of this man's, rule and reign and terror, the Lord has his word going out with free course. To do what? To seal the elect. As we just read in 2 Ezra 6 chapter, those that gather faith for a treasure, those were sealed. And how do we gather that faith? Romans the 10th chapter, faith cometh by hearing the word of the Most High. And the Lord has set that up by doing what? Raising up his prophets in Babylon, as he promised, Jeremiah the 29th chapter, man. And now this word is going out, once, as we said earlier, this word is going out with free course, and the elect is being, woken back up, man. Ezekiel the 37th chapter, those dry bones coming back to life in this valley of shadow of death. You got it.
You still down. That's brother speaking on the end. It's Isaiah 46 and 9. It says, remember the former things of old, for I am the Most High, and there is none else. I am the Most High, there is none like me, declaring the end from the beginning. All right, so the end was already set by the Heavenly Father. All right, he already had the end in mind. So, and the things that that's written in these prophecies, as the brother said, they're going to come to pass, and that's going to come to pass in these times. It says, and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Right. So this is the time all these things, is about to start happening, that the Most High had declared way from the beginning. Okay, and these are the things we're supposed to be waiting for, because or wanting to happen, because after these things happen, then we can get our kingdom. Okay.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and 7. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. I'm gonna read again. It says, better is the end of a thing. You see, and that's the spirit that the elect has, man. The elect is in the spirit of, hastening, the end of this age as we know, this world as we know, the wicked, world of these Edomites, man. You see, so we're looking forward, to this place just totally crumbling. That's why we get excited. We go into these particular news articles, current events. All right, our minds are stayed up on prophecy, all right, because it gives us a time frame, or a measuring, a gauge, if you will, right? So we can know that, hey, we're close out of here, man. As the brother just said, because we know that we have a kingdom prepared for us. Abba Ratazah, all right, we be those first fruit spirits to have that first dominion.
That's right. And if I can mention too, when we mention the end of the world, it's a fearful thing, right? Mm-hmm. Even before the truth, the end of the world, all these calamities and tsunamis and fires, and a lot of people gonna die, and meteors gonna hit the earth and destroy her and blow it up.
It's like you had that movie 2012,
right? So the end of the world is a fearful thing to everybody, but now that we come into truth, we will understand we need the end of the world. And that's what the brothers just beautifully mentioning, man. In order for us to get out of Babylon the Great, to get new bodies, to be in rest first, to finally see Yahweh shines, so he could tell it like he told Thomas, look, touch my brother, me. We need all hell to break loose. I like to say the worse it get in this world, the better it is for us. The sooner Esau move in like a flood with great wrath, the sooner we gonna see divine intervention, man. The worse it get in this world, the better it is for us. You see? So while I say, yeah, the end of the world, it is a fearful thing. Yeah, the Lord will put fear into these people. But us as believers, we should be ready for it, man. Because this is good news. That what we've been oppressed in, struggling in, you got to go to work, brothers got car problems, wife problems, children problems, whatever it may be, financial problems. The worse it get, all your troubles being taken away. All these problems we got gonna be taken away. As soon as the economy crash, guess what? You ain't got to get no more inspection on your car. You ain't got to worry about the brakes. You ain't got to worry about that court date you had set, you know? You ain't got to worry about none of that clocking in. Paying, I'm late on my rent, brother. No, all hell broke loose. This we wanted, because now at this point, the people in the world who backbone is the things of this society, what you gonna have now? But for us, once the society break down, guess what we gonna have? We still have the source of all things, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. We don't need this society to have a house, you know, the HOA is to get a house. We don't need to go to HEB, Kroger, or Publix to get some food, man. Once this stop, it stopped for the people in the world. It don't stop for us. The Lord still controls you. You got it, brother.
I said that's when the righteous is really gonna shine during that time. That's how you're gonna know it. So the Lord said, "Hey, you shall know who my elect is." Hey, you think He gonna show that?
That's right, brother. Hey, it said, and I'm gonna get this for you too, because you mentioned it. But to line back on what he just said, the scriptures do say, "Then shall you be known who are my chosen." It's gonna have to be an outward difference between us and them. Not just our clothes may be clean, their shit may be dirty. We may be, you know, brothers got a gut and they ribs showing. But even the way we gonna be carrying ourselves in these times gonna be different. Men gonna be panicking, looking at their wife like, babe, what should we do? Lord willing, we should be able to walk around these times, Isaiah 33:6, understanding what's going on, why it's happening, what's coming. We was told already. Come on, man, it ain't no surprise. We was told already.
I got a quick one for you.
Kind of, brother.
You broke down this 2nd Ezra chapter 2 and verse 27. I'm starting at verse 26. The point is in verse 28. As for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish.
Right. You can't stop the elect from being the elect. They're going to be the elect regardless, man. So what's coming, if we doing this, bro, that's some great comfort right there. Because the Lord, whether we die, whether we take a nap, you know, so whether we take a nap, was you going to the spiritual realm, or you alive and got to be on earth going through these things, you still winning if you the elect, because your works going to follow. And if you're on earth, you still adding into your works, man. So the elect ain't going to be stopped from being the elect, no matter what's going to happen in the end of the world, man. You got it out.
Yep. It says, as for the servants whom I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance.
The day of trouble, Jacob's trouble, others going to struggle, but we going to be good in these times. Lord willing, we going to be good. This is the point, though. You got it out.
Verse 28, the heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord.
The heathen going to envy us. Now, this is the thing. Could they envy anything spirit? Because envy is when, oh, that nigga got that. I want that. I want that. Oh, man, he doing it. You got to see something. You got to be outward. They can't envy the Holy Spirit in us. Right. They ain't going to better envy the Dawa, the Rachakodash, the Yahweh Shah. They can't envy that.
Because Scriptures tells us, you know, to covet, like for spiritual things, covet to prophesy. That's a good thing.
The thing is, they can't envy because they can't see the Spirit. So the show is going to be an outward difference in Jacob's trouble between the people in the world and the elect. They're going to see, hold on, this nigga different from us. Right. He different from us. Why his clothes clean? Why he look like he just ate? it's gonna be an outward physical difference between us and them for them to envy something.
The Egyptians envied Israel during the time when the Most High was bringing them plagues, and they seen that it wasn't happening to the Israelites. They're like, Solomon went into it. Like, they envied us.
Yep. Remember Pharaoh sent this man? Like, man, we'll see if the Israelites' cattle died. Pharaoh couldn't do nothing. The point was, it was an outward show of they being protected, we not. They being spared, we not. That's the times we coming into. Man, rejoice and serving the Lord, because now these are the most times what we doing now, uploading on YouTube, going to the highways and hedges looking crazy, and, to the world with called dresses. Now, what we've been going through about to really benefit us. It's about to really benefit us. I was reading Jeremiah today. Jeremiah was telling him, look, all right, the king of Babylon coming. I'm telling you, he coming. They're like, man, kill him, man. He a traitor. He with the Babylonians. The thing was, it's not that Jeremiah was a traitor. He was just telling them, look, it's coming, it's coming. He was preparing them. They was hating on him. They was mad at him, wanted to kill him. When the Babylonians came, some was taken into captivity, some was put to death. But you had the general, the head general of the Babylonian army. He went to Jeremiah. He said, look, I'm going to take you out of these chains. Go wherever you want to go in the land. Do whatever you want to do in the land. You're free. They're like everybody else, they ours, but you good. Why? Because what he was doing before that, he was doing the Lord's work. So when the issue came down, the Lord spared him. That's what we're looking forward to in these times. You see, it's going to be a literal separation between us and the world, man. That's why the heathens going to envy that. Yep, you got it out.
Got to quickly just laugh back on what you said.
Brother got the full fingers in there.
Hey, this is Jeremiah 15 and verse 11. The Lord Yahweh by Shema Shah said, verily, it shall be well with thy remnant. Verily, I will cause the enemy to entreat thee well in the time of evil and in the time of affliction. Yeah, and that's what's going to happen, man. Abba Ratazal, we be those men that's endowed with that favor, all right, from on high, all right. Who knows, all right? The Lord may have it to where we may be, in a FEMA camp or whatever, and the Lord He put the spirit upon those guards to be cool with us. You know what I mean? Right. He said that it's going to be well with thy remnant in the time of evil. The enemy's going to entreat you well, man. And we see a lot of examples of that throughout the scriptures, man. The brother just went into the example with Jeremiah. All right, you look at how they treated Daniel, Joseph,
Paul, and remember the prison gates open?
Yep. Exactly, man. Proverbs the 16th chapter, when a man's ways please the Lord, he maketh even his enemies to be at peace with him, man.
So even when you go into Pilate and Yahweh, even though that had to happen because that was prophecy, he didn't even want to do it. Because of the things that he was hearing, his woman that had the dreams was telling that he was troubling her, before all this was happening. He was like, damn. He said, who you say you was? I don't know. So he didn't want to do it, but Israel was pressing them, and it was all according to prophecy. It was like brothers going into that can very well happen. Because you can have, because you got Jake that's serving, in the government, military. It's going to be handling these different positions in the FEMA camps. If they probably would see you remember your face from a video. I remember him. Then you start telling them about the Most High, your whole shop about it. Oh shit! They start treating you different from everybody else. Right? Yeah. Fuck around, let you escape.
We have many examples of that. There's so many examples in the scriptures. So, bro, we shouldn't be doubting at this point. We was talking about the other day. We to the point in this walk to bro, it's past not. See, it's a thin line between this. Yes, we need belief. We need faith. That's some, the scriptures say we need it. That's gonna lead us to salvation. But where we at right now in prophecy, in this time, bro, we're still past belief. We should know these things. It's not that I believe a man go coming. I'm sure these brothers feel the same. It's not that we believe a man go coming on a UFO one day coming out the skies with other angels. No, we know it's gonna happen. We know this. It's not that we believe. Granted, in order for us to know, it start with belief, right? We don't just believe we Israelites. No, we know we Israelites. We know this now. We don't just believe Esau the soul. No, we know he the Edomite. So-called white people. We don't just believe America is Babylon the Great. We know it. We're in a time now, bro, at the end of the world, we should be very assured of what the Lord said. Right. That's it. That's all. But
like, start off with the belief that it's that seed. then it gets watered, then the roots and everything start to grow, then it's a big ass tree. That's why scripture talk about being rooted in Yahweh Shah. You gotta get to the point to where you rooted like that. So like, hey, I know.
I got a scripture for you, bro. This is Romans chapter 4 and verse 21. Now, this is going into our forefather Abraham, how he kept his faith, right? Even with the Most High testing him. All right, this is Romans 4 and 21 in NLT. We're gonna get straight to the point. He was fully convinced that the Most High is able to do whatever He promises. So Abraham's faith went from just belief up until just knowing, being fully persuaded. When you read, the KJV version says fully persuaded. That's why Scripture says in the book of Romans, the first chapter, right, from faith to faith. Our faith transforms and metamorphosizes into, just knowing. And that comes through a process of time, having different, trials and tribulations, going through particular experiences, right? And we cleave unto the Lord's side because we see how He's been with us the whole time. So what makes us think that He's going to just switch up now? No, we know that He's going to come through, man.
It made me think, since you brought up Abraham, just like when the Most High told him, to sacrifice Isaac. The Most High told me all of these promises. Now I know that He's going to come through on this, so I'm about to do this because I know He's going to raise him back from the dead.
Exactly.
Yep. And he knew that. He didn't say, nah, I think He's going to raise him back. No, he already, something ain't never happened before. He's like, nah, I know that's going to happen. Yeah. But that's some great faith right there, man.
Yeah.
What that was you read out?
That was Romans 4 and 21. And that's actually what I was going into about, him being tested with Abraham. That whole chapter is absolutely fire, man.
Can you read it again?
Yeah.
That's fire, bro.
Yep. This is, as a matter of fact, I'll start at verse, I'm going to get the point for you. Context. I'm going to start at verse 18 in the NLT. Romans 4 and 18 in the NLT. Even when there was no reason for hope, Abraham kept hoping, believing that he would become the father of many nations.
I said no reason for hope because he was up in age, so he couldn't even act it. So because I think it's gonna go into like hoping against hope.
Yeah, that's it. And when you look at our current predicament in the carnal, in the flesh, that is, there's no reason for hope. We ain't got no. Speaking as the nation of Israel, we ain't got no army. We're behind enemy lines. We go to this man in one of all things. If you ain't dealing with the ICBM missiles, if you ain't got no gold, you out the game. So there's no reason for hope. Why in the hell, why the hell y'all hoping? Y'all the bottom of the bottom, but y'all looking up to the sky. It's like these scoffers say, you looking for your sky daddy. You see? But yeah, we do. Yeah. We know that He's going to come. He's giving us more than enough, signs that He's dealing with us, man. The very fact that we have this truth. The Havra Kakodash is inside of us and is raising us up from His dead, man. From the dead. It says, even when there was no reason for hope, Abraham kept hoping, believing that he would become the father of many nations. For Yahweh Bashmal Shah had said to him, that's how many descendants you will have. And Abraham's faith did not weaken, even though at about 100 years of age, he figured his body was as good as dead. And so was Sarah's womb. Abraham never wavered in believing Yahweh Bashmal Shah's promise. In fact, his faith grew stronger. And in this, he brought glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua. He was fully convinced that Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua is able to do whatever He promises.
Right. Even though the situation seemed impossible, like this can't happen, but the Most High said that He can do it, He gonna get it done. That's the type of faith we gotta have, right?
And that's what He's looking for. Luke the 18th chapter. When I come, shall I find faith on the earth? Because these particular things that's hitting this planet right now, and it's gonna continue to grow. Right, and spiral down. Right, it's going to really shake a lot of people's faith, and this is what we should really be tending to, especially in these times, man. Is our faith, our fear in Yahweh Bashmal Shah. That covers everything. That covers the ground for everything. If you fear the Lord, all the fruits of the Spirit are going to come naturally. You're going to have faith. You're going to have long suffering. You're going to be merciful. You're going to show charity. You see, so that's why Scriptures likens the fear of the Lord as into roots. Sirach the first chapter. As a matter of fact, I'll grab it real quick. So when we examine ourselves, as Scriptures, admonish us to, all right, we should be doing a root check, checking those roots. This is Sirach chapter 1 and verse 20. The root of wisdom is to fear the Lord, and the branches thereof are long life. You see, and you look, at a regular, when you got some plants, you look at any type of plant or tree, right, vegetation, right, well, that root, right, the health of that root pretty much predicates how healthy that plant is going to be, man. If you got bad roots, if you got, you ain't got no water in it, you got bad soil around it, well, that tree is it's gonna die, it's gonna wither away. You see, so tending to our fear of the Lord, right, and the Lord is showing us a lot of reasons on the earth why we should fear Him, man. All these particular, disasters, all right, phenomena, all right, things that you just can't explain away. You see all these deaths. You see, the Lord's just killing people by the droves, man. All right, that should drive us to fear the Lord even more.
That's it. You still do that.
This is 2nd Esdras 16-74. Hear, O ye my beloved, said the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. It's like it's going into, brother, the troublous times that we're about to come into is the one the Most High about to overdo himself what he did in ancient Egypt. And all of the plagues and the shit that we see that's about to come down, we can't be scared of that. All right, because the Lord, even though He's bringing all these things down, He said, "Look, I'm gonna deliver you from the same." All right, because Jacob's trouble is gonna happen. We're gonna be in the midst of Jacob's trouble. But He said, "Look, I will deliver you. I'm gonna deliver you from that. I'm gonna take care of you." So no matter what you see with your eyes, right, you just gotta know that the Lord got our backs, no matter what the situation may look like. Right? Because the Lord wants you in these type of situations anyway. So that's gonna give Him more glory and honor from saving you out of the situation that people would have thought that was impossible, and that's gonna increase your faith, 100 times more. It said, "Be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for the Most High is your God." What you guys say?
I was about to say it too, like, and I want hitting on your point now. It's a time like never before. I know it said, the things that was aforetime, the same thing will happen now, right? Nothing under the sun. We're in a different time, so things we're gonna go through ain't written down. None of our forefathers went through it yet. It's a new time. It's a time like never before. A lot of these things won't be written that we're about to experience. So just because we go through it, just because we go through something that's not written, don't think, damn, can the Lord get me out of this? Well, you think about the accounts, wow, nobody ain't go through this one yet. Bro, anything possible with the Lord, but we about to go through new stuff. Don't just look at what our forefathers went through and say, okay, well, we're going to get thrown into jail, just concentration camps, we might get thrown into a fiery furnace, but it's new things. Esau might come with some digital AI torture tactics. We ain't read that in the scriptures yet, but it's new. Guess what? The Lord can still save us out of that too. Go into it with the mindset, right? Anything that's about to go on, the Lord, but He created it first and foremost. That's why Yahweh went tripping at the time when Pilate said, "But I got the power to crucify you or let you go." Yahweh said, "No, you don't. My Father got to give you that first. And if you do it, He gave you that. Come on, man. We come at them times like that. Don't just go in the scripture. Okay, they went through this, I'm gonna go through this. Now, our forefathers went through this in the Maccabees. We about to go through those new things. Even in those new things, believe in the Lord, man. So like it, brother.
No, you got it.
Nah, you still read, huh?
Nah, that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty much it, bro.
Man, bring it out again.
If I could add just real quick, and that's this is why, starting with our apostles, right, our elders, right, and brothers, man, right, this is why, the Spirit is on us, to always speak about the duality of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, how Isaiah 45th chapter 7 verse, it says, "Behold, I form the light, I create darkness, I make peace, and I create evil." Knowing those both spectrums, those both sides of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that gives us comfort. So no matter what different type of new circumstance may be, new evil that that's going to be coming upon the earth, well, we know that at the end of the day, who is it coming from? It's coming from the Lord. Because even when we read these particular accounts in the scriptures, right, it's not new to us anymore, but particular account, like we were just going to Abraham, that was new. You know what I mean? The Lord, because clearly, he's not down for human sacrifice. He's never commanded anybody to, because He said, what is that, Jeremiah 7th chapter, never crossed my mind. It never came into my mind for me to tell you to kill your children, slay them in the valley, Hinnom. You see, but the Lord told Abraham to slay his son. But how did Abraham react? He knew that it was the Spirit. It was the Spirit of the Lord told him to do that, and he had faith that He's going to raise him back up. Why? Because Abraham feared the Lord. It all roots back down to fearing the Lord, man, and having that experience with Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's something that money and money can't buy. That money can't buy having experiences with Yahweh Shema Shah. That's how we grow closer to Him. You know, like these Christian, these Christian pastors, you gotta have a personal relationship with Him. They don't know what that really means, man. You see, yes, you're supposed to have a personal relationship with the Lord, man. You know, and and we know, He's dealing with all the nations. Well, not the all nations. He's dealing with all the elect of the nation of Israelites. But at the end of the day, right? Each man has to work out his own salvation, with fear and trembling. You in this walk by yourself. At the end of the day, 2 Ezra 7 chapter, the path was so narrow, only one man, right, can go there at once. So what does that leave us to do? Lean upon the Lord, man, and have a intimate relationship with Him. That's what it means to sup with Him. When you go into that word sup, it means to have a most intimate meal with.
And bro, you know who's the greatest? Yahweh Shah is the greatest example of all things. But who was a good example of, to say have a personal relationship with the Most High? King David. Yes. When you go through all of you read those songs, all the situations that he was in, like the mindset that the King David was in, that's the type of mindset that we should have towards the Most High. Basically, it's showing you how to do it. That's why, it's always good, to get into the Psalms, right? Proverbs,
As a matter of fact, I got one for you, bro.
They come.
This is so like, give me 1 second. Let me just find it real quick. I believe it's First Chronicles. Yeah, here we go. First Chronicles chapter 28 and verse 9. Now, this is when King David was given the charge to Solomon, all right, to pretty much build the temple. And this is what he told his son Solomon. He says, First Chronicles 28 and 9 in NLT. And Solomon, my son, learn to know the God of your fathers intimately. Worship, and as a matter of fact, let me go to that word intimately real quick.
That's a regular translation?
This is NLT.
Okay.
Let me get that word intimately. Because this is an intimate setting, man. Intimately, it says, in a way that involves detailed knowledge. What's that? The mysteries. You see? Mysterion in the Greek. Which means, the knowledge that's given, right, unto the initiated ones, not ordinary mortals. This is intimate, man. Knowing the mysteries of the kingdom, right? Knowing that the chariots of salvation, what the world deems as UFO. No, these are the vehicles of salvation. You see? So it says, in a way that involves a close link or relationship. See, a close relationship, right? Intimate relationship, personal relationship. It says in a private and personal way. So I'm going to go back and read it. First Chronicles 28 and 9. What do y'all got? And Solomon, my son, learn to know the power of your fathers intimately. Worship and serve Him with your whole heart and a willing mind. For Yahweh Shema Shah sees every heart and knows every plan and thought. If you seek Him, you will find Him. But if you forsake Him, He will reject you forevermore.
It's like you was going into that intimately. Like you also mentioned about, through the experiences. That's how you learn the Most High's will and get closer to Him, because the Lord putting you in these certain situations and delivering you, your faith is going to continue to increase, and that's going to continue to build you up, to call on that name, call on those names, right?
Because like you can look at like earthly relationships. It may be a relationship between you and your woman, or you and your cousin, or friend, whatever, or whoever. Right? Why are y'all so close? Because y'all had something called history. History builds, experiences builds, y'all went from bad times to good times. Y'all had all these memories together. So that's what the Lord set up this grace period for. Not to act a damn fool, right? No, He set up this grace period so we can build up history together. All right, between us and our power, man. You see, so once the time of calamity do come, we're already familiar with the way how He operates, man. Like now he came through, back then. I know He's gonna come through now. You know what I mean? He didn't bring me to this truth to destroy me. First, what is that? Philippians, the 1st chapter. The 6th verse says, being confident of this very thing, He that begun a good work in us will be faithful to perform it to the day of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach. And why are we supposed to be confident in that? Because we have the history.
I got a quick one. This is Romans 10 and 13. But whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. It says, how then shall they call on Him in whom they have not believed? As a brother said, how you didn't get in Jacob's trouble. Now you're gonna say Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, but the whole time before you never believed really. You know, you never look at the works, the acts he did of old to see how he saved our forefathers. You know, you never went through certain experiences before that the Lord saved you out of. You know, more so people who are not really involved in this thing. You just better get in time and call on the Lord. No, you're not acquainted with him. And bro, if you call my phone and I don't got your number saved, I'm not answering. Brother.
Yeah.
I'm not answering. So it's better you tell you, is this so and so? I'm trying to call from you. All right, it's Shalom, but you know. But if I ain't got your number saved, I'm not answering. How much more the Lord? He got a phone book of life.
I'm saying the Lord wants us to know of him, bro, and to learn of him. That's why after the Passover, he said, hey, look, when your children ask about these things, tell them this.
Yeah.
When the manna came down from heaven, he told, hey, keep the manna, right? Store it, preserve it for generations forever so they can know this is what I did. We supposed to learn of him and to get to know how he get down. All right, and that's supposed to increase your faith from reading these scriptures. So when you in these times, you know that it ain't nothing too hard for the Lord to do for you.
Yep. I finished in Romans 10:14. How then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? How you know, you thinking the Lord gonna save you, but he don't even know you. Yo, ain't cool. You don't even know his nickname outside you.
You don't even know. A lot of Israelites don't even know his real name.
They don't even know his real name. You know. So how you gonna call on him when you need him, bro? He not gonna help you. He don't know you. That's like you on the side of the road, just a random person with a thumb up. You know? Come on, man. It says, and how shall they believe on him of whom they have not heard, and how shall they hear without a preacher? So you got to even hear about the law from a man he sent. Right. But just backing up your point, like, bro, you ain't gonna better, nobody gonna better get in that time and act like you cool with the Lord now. When before then, you had no relationship. That's why in Psalms 91, that's why the elect will be saved, because it says, because we have made, I'm gonna get it real quick. That's why the elect gonna be saved, because they made the Lord the habitation. What's habitation? Habitation, a dwelling. In other words, because we constantly live this thing daily, man. Talking to the Lord daily, calling his name daily, praying to him. When we get in situations, we go to him, put up a prayer. Even indirectly, we go to him when we go to brothers. When we go to brothers get counsel, that's indirectly going to the Lord, man. But that's who the Lord, he gonna come back for those who before times got hard, we was already seeking him, man. I'm gonna read this real quick. Psalms 91 and verse 10. I'm gonna start at 8. 8. Psalms 91 and 8. It says, only with thine eyes, I'm gonna start at 7. Psalms 91 and 7. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. That's the reason. Because thou hast made Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. Because we put the Lord first. That's why he gonna do all this to the elect in Psalms 91 that we read, man. That's why he gonna say that, because we put him first. You about to say something?
Yeah, you know the day that the whole bridge thing happened, I had woke up. I was like, bro, damn, a whole bridge just felt like that. I'm like, damn, what about all the people that's probably driving off of people falling in the water? I get notifications from my Bible app like at 8 o'clock every morning, and that had popped up about 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and since I was at right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. I'm like, bro, that was spiritual, bro. Yeah. Most I like, bro, just chill out, bro. I was thinking like, damn, bro, this shit at the end.
Wow. Yeah, but why? Because thou hast made Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, which is my refuge, even the Most High thy habitation. Because before all hell broke loose, we was going to the Lord daily, living in him daily. You see, hey, again, bro, we talk to this power every day. We ask him for things, we thank him for things, we call his name, we go to his son for things. So when all hell break loose, we already have a relationship. If you haven't been doing that, why would the Lord answer now? That's Proverbs 1.
Now, I was just holding that.
That's the spirit. You got it. Yep.
It's Proverbs chapter 1. I'm going to start at verse 23. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. because I have called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. Now is the Lord himself actually calling out? No. Right? He's doing it by the way of his men, going out to the highways and byways, as we read earlier in this chapter, right? How wisdom, crieth out, the chief places of concourse. Right. So this is the form of the Lord, right? Crying out, right, unto and bidding the elect into the marriage. And ultimately the elect will come and hearken. John the 10th chapter, my sheep hear my voice, right, and they're known of me, right? But the Lord has his word, penetrating the ears, right, of everybody, of all the nation of Israel. But the 2/3 here in America, they're not going to listen. So he says, because I have called and you refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded, but you have set at naught all my counsel and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation and your destruction as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish come upon you. And here's the point. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. Why? Because when the Lord was calling for you, when he was hitting your lineup, you was putting him on do not disturb. You didn't have his number saved. You didn't have his name saved in your phone. Spiritually, man. So the Lord's going to treat you the same way. You're gonna be blowing up his phone. Yahweh, that's his name, right? Yahweh.
And it's gonna say spam. It's gonna say spam like
yeah, exactly. He gonna put most of his people on block, man. You see, he says, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. See why? Because you didn't seek him early. This is the time to seek the Lord early, meaning before it's too late, man. See, in this grace period, this is time. Was the Isaiah the 55th chapter? Seek me early. So it says, for they had hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. See, it all roots back down to the fear of the Lord. They didn't want to fear the Lord, man. You see, they didn't want to stop committing adultery. They didn't want to, start being a brother. You see, they didn't want to, put the blunt down. So the Lord's he's gonna match your energy, man. So that's pretty much the point on that one, bro.
I remember you had brought up the point about having the number saved, right? Liking that unto the Most High, knowing who you are. Luke 10:20. Notwithstanding, in this rejoice not that the spirits are subject unto you, but rather rejoice because your names are written in heaven. So the Lord knows exactly who you are, right? Because like you read in that Psalms, you make the Lord your habitation, right? And also the Lord said, that He was going to save the elect because they know His name in that chapter. That's why the Lord is going to protect you because He knows who you are, right? And a person that ain't acquainted with the Lord, you can't expect to just call their name in and just have wonders and these things that happen. What happened to them vagabond Jews that tried? Right. They said, Paul, Yahushua, but shit, who the fuck are you? Yeah. Right? And even when Yahushua, Matthew 7, right? He said, I never knew you. Right? You weren't really acquainted with the Lord. Yep. All right. Yep, those guys.
Yeah, bro.
Scriptures also speak about, what is that, Malachi, the 3rd chapter, speaks about how that book of remembrance, like a phone book.
Phone book of life.
Exactly. Phone book of life. That's right there too.
The Lord's phone book of life.
Exactly, man. And really, that was a custom in the ancient world where kings they would write, all the notable deeds of a man in a book, and it's called a book of remembrance. I did a lesson on it not too long ago, but in the time of Esther, when you read the book of Esther, the king, what was his name? The Persian king.
Ahasuerus? Xerxes? Ahasuerus?
Yeah.
It's Xerxes, though.
God, yeah. With Xerxes, right, he wrote down, right, the notable deed that Mordecai had did for him, and that's what, and when the king was about to, go forth with that public execution upon the Jews, well, the night before, he had one of his servants, to go in the book of remembrance and just, read it, out loud to his ears, and he remembered Mordecai when Mordecai's name was mentioned. So that's what had, the Jews and Mordecai, spared, man. So the same thing, for the elect. As a matter of fact, can I get it real quick? This is Malachi chapter 3. Malachi chapter 3 and verse 16. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another. And who's that? The elect. And we're speaking often one to another in the form of these video epistles, going out to the highways and byways, or even just calling up a brother, having spiritual conversation. It says, and the Lord hearkened. So the Lord is always in the midst of the assembly of his saints, man. That's why he should be feared. Whenever you speaking with a brother, hey, because what did Yahweh Shah say? Where 2 or 3 are gathered together in my name, I'm in the midst. You see, so the Lord is hearkening. The angels are around listening. You see, so it says, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him. So them that feared the Lord, it says, for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name, and they shall be mine, saith the Lord of hosts, in that day. In what day? In the day of all hell breaking loose. In that day when I make up my jewels, and I will spare them as a man spareth his own son that serveth him. See why? Because they were written down in that phone book of remembrance, man. You see, the book in the heavens that the Lord is going to look over to remember his elect. Y'all got it.
That's it, bro. I ain't had to know. You can take us out. You're in the middle.
Come on, bro.
You're in the middle, brother.
Hey, well, I hope this lesson was edifying unto you all that was watching. Hope y'all can got some edification out of all of the points that brothers have made. But I want to say shalom to you all. A double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peter salutations to the Achaeum, to the elect. The believers. All around the planet Earth, man. That's doing all they can. To obtain salvation. I would say shalom.
Shalom. Water for tuning in. Shalom.